What's good, everybody? We bike. This is the We Love Gaming Podcast, episode 98. I am your co-host,
We
Godly
biking.
Sovereign, and of course, I have my bros with me, Mark Araya and Sir Knight. What is good, fellas? How y'all doing this evening?
Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Friday. Doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Glad to see you, Mark.
Good to see you
Yeah,
guys too.
Mark, I need to borrow that Maverick one of these days, man.
Yeah, man. Take it first.
I need a test drive one of those.
Yeah, bro.
fuckers,
Come.
man.
All right. Yeah, man.
I
We
know,
need
I need
to
to make it
link
out to
up.
San Bruno and hang out.
Well,
for,
my daughter's birthday is in 2 months, so I'm gonna send you guys an invite. So if you want to check it out,
cool.
then
Yeah, that might work out.
But yeah, dude, come take it for a spin. Daniel brought his dad, and I let dad.
July, your
his
daughter's
dad-
in July, right?
Yeah, July 8th.
Yeah. Daniel?
Yeah, Daniel's dad, Danny boy.
Yeah.
Danny boy, yeah, brought his dad over to try it out.
Because his dad wants to buy one. So he's like, can my dad check it out? I was like, yeah, man, take it for a spin. So his dad drove it around. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get one of these. So,
Yeah, I think it's cool, man, but it's so hard to get.
yeah, man. Unfortunately, that's the world right now. Everything's hard to get.
I got to go over to your dealer, man. You got to put in a good word so we guarantee that MSRP, right?
Hey, man, me and my brother got that deal. But I feel like now, because there's so much hype for it, I don't know if they're still doing that. You know what I mean?
Nah, they taxed
awesome, man.
me.
Because we pre-ordered it in June of last year when no one knew about them. So they're like, yeah.
How did you even learn about it, man? Like, what put you off on that?
I saw a commercial for it. And the second I saw it, I pre-ordered it that week.
Why? What made you see? What sold you so quickly?
Because my budget was $10,000 for a beater crappy truck, right? So all during COVID, I was trying to buy a truck, for us to just Home Depot runs and stuff.
Right.
So I was just trying to buy a beater, and I could not buy a beater, dude. Like people, I said, hey, I'll buy your truck for $10K. Oh, okay, someone's coming. Can you do 11? Like I just couldn't find a truck to buy.
Oh, you were trying to be firm on 10, right? Who were you looking? Who were you messaging?
OfferUp, Craigslist, and I was.
Wow.
You hit up Joe Johnston too, right?
Yeah, dude. I was just trying to buy like a used Toyota Tacoma, but dude, they're just so hard to find. The past year for a good price, and I was just gonna end up buying like something with almost 200,000 miles for $10K, but even those were selling out, dude. And same with my brother. My little brother was gonna buy a truck for $20K. And he's like, I'll come first thing in the morning. And some guy came at night and offered him $21K for the Tacoma. And so I got tired of dealing with that. So when I saw the Maverick, I instantly placed an order. Like literally the week that it opened up, I placed an order for it, because
I lined up.
Like the PS5,
just lined up, man. Perfect.
Yeah. So me and my brother were the first and second people to pre-order it. We weren't the first and second people to get it. But
you did it online, you said?
I did it online, yeah. And then put $100 down, and that's kind of how the story went. Got it in January. It took a little over 6 months from June to January. Right. I got it, and I've been loving it ever since, man.
Dude, there's still so many videos out there, man, like about people waiting. People are still waiting. They ordered it too, like last year, and they're still waiting, dude, for their order to come in. We're in May, almost June now. It's like, that's crazy, dude.
That chip shortage, stupid. Man.
Yeah, so dumb. Yeah, I guess they have like just rows and rows and rows and rows of cars that are already built, just missing like that one chip.
Yeah,
like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
But so, hey, man, what games y'all been playing this weekend?
I've been trying to play more Horizon Forbidden West, but I'm like a love-hate relationship, man, with that game because it's so weird, man. Like. So the zone that I'm in, like, it's a lot of fun. Like, I can kill things pretty easily. Like, I feel strong. And then I go on to continue the quest line. So I go into the next zone, and the stupid robots are just so strong, man. Like, I just can't take them out. Like, it's just too tedious. Like, it's so frustrating. I don't know. I just feel like the combat balance isn't well tuned in that game. Like, I don't know. And I'm still, like, stuck on Elden Ring. Just because in my mind, not playing it, but just like my whole mindset. Yeah, my whole frame of reference is still like based on Elden Ring and just how well balanced it is. Like how much I love the combat in I like Elden Ring's hard design. Like, it only takes a swipe or two to kill an enemy, but like a mistake, you get hit really hard back. So like you're careful.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't take forever to like mow through things. Like if you're focused and you just take your time, you can move. You can make really good progress. But in in Horizon, I'm duking it out like with this freaking robot. Like we're going back and forth, and it's like one robot.
Yeah.
And it's like I kill him and I get like a few items. It's like that was way too much work, like for what I got for that effort. Like it's just so frustrating. And it's like, and then I go back to Nerd Zone where like I'm kind of like blowing away robots, like at a few arrow hits. It's like, why can't it be like this way, like all the way through? Like, why? Why does it have to be such a chore? And then like the enemies are pretty spread out, like pretty few and far between. And so it's like you're kind of like hunting for something to do a lot of the time. So, and that's part of an open world situation. But I don't know. I liked the notion in Elden Ring, like the legacy dungeons, like they're like these big things that are constantly feeding you entertainment. Like you, from moment to moment, you're being entertained, and they're big. It's not just like a short quest line, and then like you're hunting for like the next thing to do in the world. It's like it's a big thing to tackle, and like I just once again, like I can't say enough good about Elden, and it's just frustrating because I feel like they've really damaged like my perception of open world games. Like moving forward, I have like a hard time with it. Where I much rather play a game like Last of Us that's like on rails, moving me forward.
Right.
Or like a roguelike, like it's like a Hades, like something that's quick, satisfying action. Like I'd rather something like that than like these open world games that are like tedium. They're just so tedium,
and not gratifying enough.
And not gratifying. Like Elden is so much better. It's so much better. I wish, like once again, I always have this feeling, where you can like reset your brain and just go back and play again. Like have that experience all over again. And
you can always just play it for the fourth time, man.
Just play it for the fourth. I know, right? Maybe
dude,
it's that much better.
There's so many weapons in that dang game, man. I watch a video from the people that like I follow like a couple of people that just do nothing but Elden Ring content, and there's always something new that they're sitting there showcasing or whatever, and like glitches to make shit like dumb OP. You know what I mean? Like
farming gear, it's like
farming, all of that stuff. Yeah, I seen a guy take like this weird ass looking shield. And you remember that super big longhorn bubble weapon that was like a mace or something like that? Yeah. So there's like some glitch that you can do where you can like have an item in your hands, you use it, and then you switch real quick to the bubble weapon, and then you use your shield, and it allows your shield to just spit out bubbles with like super low increment of FP. And it's just decimating shit with the power of
those
the
bubbles are strong.
Yeah, dude. I mean, when you got a faith build, like those things are breaking faces, man.
Hey, man, that's the Squirtle build. You got to get the turtle shell.
The Squirtle build.
The turtle shell that boosts your endurance, I always use that one. That should be dope.
So there's like all kinds of stuff, man. What you been playing, Mark?
Dude, so I've been hooked on Hearthstone, bro.
Oh, yeah?
I've been playing, I keep falling in love with different modes. Like, I was playing Battlegrounds like exclusively, and then I started playing ranked. I played a Demon Hunter. I never played that class before because when I quit and came back, it was new and I just never tried it. So I've been playing Demon Hunter, and it's really fun.
Right now. Demon Hunter is the best class right now in the game.
It's really fun, dude.
Replay.
It's really a fun deck, in my opinion. I'm glad they nerfed that pirate deck because that shit was annoying, dude. I'm glad they made it just a little harder to get the quest completed, because I felt like when I played versus that deck, if they just went first or something, I lost. So
yeah, I always felt like it should have been 3 pirates each quest line.
Yeah, because it was 2 at first. That was dumb.
I know, dude. That's so stupid. Like, think about that compared to you probably don't know this, but the Rogue quest was the SI 7. It was SI agents, and so like you needed 2 SI agents. So that was the same as the pirate, and pirates are way more plentiful in the collection than SI agents. You had like 5 total SI agents.
Like, yeah, I never even heard of those SI agents. I know there's an old school one that comboed, I think.
Yeah, the SI 7 agent where like you combo and it does 2 damage. That guy was there, and they added a few more. So like imagine how difficult it was to like that makes sense. But pirates, they just have like there's like a plentiful like dump load of them.
Yeah, since the beginning of the game, there's been tons of pirates.
Yeah, 2 is way too easy for that. So I was glad it's been nerfed twice. They nerfed it to 3 for like the first 2, and then they finally nerfed the last quest to 3.
Hey man, you got to send me that hunter list, dude, because I wanted to build that hunter deck.
I'll send you the list, the one I've been using today.
Yeah, because I pulled 2 of the weapons that you said you dredged at the top. So I think I got almost everything for the deck except for the quest. I don't have if it runs the quest, I don't have the quest for it. But
the hunter,
yeah,
the hunter quest, it's a hunter quest deck.
So is the quest like a core item, or do you got to get that card? Is that from the new set?
It's not. It's from the previous set, I believe.
Oh, the Fractured and Ultric Valley. Yeah, okay, I think that's the only card I don't have. But
yeah, I think it's Fractured and Ultric Valley. Yeah, that one's sick too. Because do you have the Hunter Hero?
Yeah, I have Charvish. Yeah, I have the Hunter Hero.
Charvish? Yeah, so if you can play him before you complete part 2 of the quest, then you'll get a zero hero power that summons an animal companion. And then when you play Tarvish for completing the quest line, you refresh it every time you play a spell. So you get a 0 mana animal companion that refreshes. It's just crazy cool. Or you could just complete the quest line and not worry about playing the hero and just get a 0 hero power that targets and does 2 damage, and that's like a machine gun. So like it's really fun. It's a tier 1 deck as well, but like if you verse another hunter, it's just whoever gets their targeting spells first. Like there's BS, of course.
Yeah, hunter used to be my favorite when I first started playing. So I wanted to play some more hunter games. It's been a minute, but
yeah, it's like a low minion deck. It's mainly like targeting.
Yeah, spells. It's just spells. Yeah,
direct damage spells, and you just target with damage. Yeah, but it's like one of the few heroes that I still don't have 1,000 wins with yet. So I've been trying to play Hunter to get to. I'm like at 600 or something. I'm still like ways away, but I do when I do play, I play a lot of Hunter, just so I can get to 1,000 wins. You know,
nice man, getting some good time.
But my favorite mode though, is been Mercenaries, dude. I've been like
still Mercenaries, huh?
Well, it was Battlegrounds for a while, but
originally it was Mercenaries.
But originally it was Mercenaries. So
and
I'm
then
back on Mercenaries.
To Battlegrounds, so you're back on
exactly. So I'm back now, and I haven't spent any money on it other than the battle pass. But I pretty much it's a very generous mode, dude, because they did an amazing update. So before it was like you had to grind to get the daily quests. So you had to keep going through the maps and hope you get a mysterious stranger so you can get the daily quest. So it was a grind, dude. And each character has a quest line. So there's 18 quests to a quest line. So let's say there's a character you like and you get their quest line. You have to just keep grinding through maps and hope that you get lucky and get another quest. Now, once you have his or her quest, you can do the whole quest line, 18 steps in one day. So it makes it fun because the quest line gives you booster packs. So now I'm doing everyone's quest line so I can just get a bunch of free packs. So that was an awesome change that they added, dude, because you could just play it for fun and get packs. So
I was playing quite a bit of Arena recently because I had like 10 tickets, and so I was like, I need to spend these already, and so that's been kind of fun. But I prefer Constructed, but that's been kind of fun. I enjoy playing Arena, but I probably wouldn't spend gold to play it. You guys spend gold to play it.
Whenever I have a quest that like you to get 5 wins, I normally, if I have extra ticket, I do that because that's like the quickest little way to get 5 wins. When it's like Tavern Brawl or Arena or Duels, that weekly quest, I normally spend my ticket and just try to get 5 Arena wins because normally those are pretty quick.
Yeah, it's still a challenge. I prefer Constructed, but
that one
it's still tedious. Got to build your deck and everything.
Especially if you draft crappy.
If you draft crappy, you can lose, easily. It could take a while to complete that quest. I just refresh that one usually.
But the easiest one is just Tavern Brawl. Just get 5 Tavern Brawl wins. I do that too. That one's easy.
Yeah, I just don't enjoy playing those modes.
I see. So I like the Tavern Brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys play? Have you guys played any of the new stuff that's released on Game Pass at all?
No. The only one I wanted to play Loot River.
Okay. So you didn't try out Trek to Yomi?
No, I didn't try out Trek to Yomi. No, I didn't try that one out. The reason why is because I was playing Rogue Legacy, which I had bought that one.
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah.
That's where I was spending most of my Xbox time.
Yeah. I had actually tried have you guys heard of Turnip Boy
Yeah, I saw that one.
Taxes or something like that?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was looking at it and I was like, that's such a dumbass name. Like, I'm just gonna check it out and just see what it's about or whatever. And so like you're playing this like turnip and you have a house that you're like super late on all your taxes or whatever. So the mayor decides he's gonna take your house and now you're his bitch boy. So you gotta be his assistant, do anything that he says. So he just sends you a mission, like to go and get some fertilizer or something like that or whatever. So you're running around and everything you do. So like when you find like a document or something like that, it'll say like the first item you see is your IRS thing or your taxes statement saying of how much you owe and that you're late. And you have two options. You have rip it up and read. There's no other way to get around it. So if you read, you're just gonna actually read it. So you just end up having to click rip it up to get off of that screen. And so then you go and you'll like do something else for somebody. There was like somebody that had like that they were growing like flowers or whatever. They wanted you to help them out. So then you get the flower, and then he wants you to deliver it to the strawberry chick or something like that. So you go over to the strawberry chick, you give her the flower. She's like, "Oh, thank you. Give this love letter to so and so or whatever." So you read the love letter, and you only have one option, and that's to rip it. So you like rip it up in front of them. And then if you talk to the girl again, she's like, well, that was rude or whatever. And then, you keep going and stuff like that. And then the guy's like, oh, hey, did you give her the flower? Oh, okay, cool.
So you're just walking around ripping up things?
You're basically an asshole in a sense in certain areas or whatever. Like, but any documents you get, you rip them up, but you're helping out people in the process and stuff like that.
You rip them up.
Yeah, so like there was like a guy who had a plot of land or whatever, and the snail was in it, and he's like, "Damn man, Gary owes me rent. He's super late." And I try to talk to him, but I'm kind of a little bit afraid or whatever. And so like you run off and you do some stuff, and you're able to get a sword, and then you can kill snails with the sword. So you're just like, oh, okay, well, if this snail's his problem, right, I'm just gonna kill it. And then you go and talk to him, and he's like, dude, what'd you kill Gary for? Like, he was a good guy. Like, that's kind of messed up. And then he's like, well, he left his check behind, and it's like money. And you think like, oh, you get to pocket the money, but there's only one option is to rip it up. And he's like, oh, okay, or whatever. It's like, it's such a retarded little game, but I was actually having some fun with it, just like doing the stuff and
ripping stuff up,
little bitches, ripping the stuff up, man. But it was like a little funny game,
ripping the stuff up.
Yeah, so,
I like the art of that game. It looks dope. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. You know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those, just like a little filler. You know what I mean? You're not doing nothing, just freaking cloud game that shit. You know what I mean? And pass a little bit of time. So, I checked that out. But other than that, I just want to announce that I finally fucking platinumed my first game, 100%. I beat Elden Ring. And I'm done with that. Like, I'm not gonna play it anymore. I'm gonna move on to something else.
I know, right?
I dedicated time. I think I logged like 185 hours or something on it. So I was just like, good grief, like, that's quite a bit.
I think you put more than me into it.
But it actually kind of evens out to like the type of hours I put into all of the other Dark Souls games. You know what I mean? They were high up there in that time spent. But yeah, it's not the first platinum trophy that I have. I actually got one from the Walking Dead Telltale game, which I don't even know how that happened, but it's like a super small amount of trophies that you can get in that game.
No.
Yeah, the Telltale ones are unavoidable. So you just beat the game and you get the plat.
No,
right, yeah. So, but it said that it was only 85% completed.
So your first deliberate platinum.
My first 100% platinum. is that, and it will damn sure be my last because that was a lot of time, dude. That was a lot of time that I spent, a lot of guide chasing, a lot of hunting to be able to freaking get.
So were you able to summon anybody for that dragon fight?
For Placidus or whatever.
Yeah,
No.
the lightning dragon. Yeah, I didn't think you would be able
you
to.
were not able
Yeah.
to summon. And it's so weird because you're in this big coliseum,
Mm-hmm.
and you can, you would think you'd be able to drop a sign or something, but you can't do anything. So it's literally just you fighting. But it took me quite a few tries to figure him out, but essentially you just gotta rush him and just get in on the back legs, kind of like all the other dragons. You know what I mean? And then just avoid when he does.
He's just
like
slightly more dangerous. Yeah, when
he just does the massive ancient dragon lightning, and all of those things pop up, and he can catch you right up under his leg, and it doesn't affect him. So so it took me a little bit, but I was able to wax him with my mimic tear. Actually, I wonder if it was mimic tear. It was probably mimic tear, or it was Black Knife Tish. It was one of those two. But like the other ones, I've tried to use the Dung Eater. I've tried to use Doris. I've tried to use one of the other ones, man, but they do not compare to having the mimic tear with the same weapon you have, or with Black Knight Tish, man. So
I know Black Knight Tish, she melts him with that ability.
Yeah, she just melts him. It was funny because like I thought, right, like it was taking me so long to get to the final part so that I could then stab myself with the needle to revert my frenzy. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do these last 3 boss fights, and I'm just gonna have people come in. I'm just gonna summon people, to help me beat it, And dude, that percentage that their health goes up and their strength increases or whatever is like, it's too detrimental, man. I felt like it was taking forever to beat Marika down. And then
with people helping, right?
Yeah, with people helping. And then like by the time I got to the freaking Elden Beast, it was only like one other person left because somebody always was guaranteed to die at Marika.
Yeah.
And so it was just me and the one other person, and they just weren't putting enough damage or whatever, or taking enough of the heat off of me to be able to go in and do some damage.
Wait, how many people can you summon when you do multiplayer?
2.
Up to 2.
You can summon up 2.
Oh shit, that's pretty good.
So, yeah, but it's just like their defense and all that shit just goes up. Like their health just goes way too high, man. You're sitting there beating on them and whatnot, and you're just like, dude. Like I went in, I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna use my freaking mimic tier or whatever, and just go in here and just do this. And I just gave my mimic tier the freaking blasphemous blade, and we just went in there and we wrecked America, dude. Like because the fact that you can hit it and sometimes knock him on his ass was just tripping him up. And then
it was always the Elden Beast that was a pain in the butt for me.
The Elden Beast was a pain just because
they have that
chase it down.
They have that one and also it had that one like undodgeable ability, like that star that chases you and like spits out ability.
Yeah,
that
freaking
that was like
thing
the absolute
like
worst.
Fucking flying around.
Yeah, it was like the absolute worst freaking ability in the entire game.
Yeah,
like
you just
that one was
run.
really
you have to
frustrating.
Shield up and run with that one.
You can't even really run from it. It's literally unavoidable. But you just gotta like make sure you have enough health or whatever. But it's just like that was the most. That's such a cheap ability. Like the Elden Beast was like, okay, here comes that ability. Get ready. If you can get past this ability, then you can get them. But it's like trying to get past that ability.
It was just more so annoying that I had to like chase his ass down. Like I had to run so far to get to him because you would get up on him, he would dive down and then go way out. And then it's just like, damn, so I gotta go and chase him down before he blasts me with that heat-seeking shit that just like trails behind you until it catches you. Or
but that was fine. It's more so like when he's always throwing stuff at you. You gotta like dodge it just in time,
dude,
dodge it perfectly.
I must have died thousands of times off of his damn golden wave, man. That shit was just getting
the golden wave was annoying.
Golden wave was just eradicating me. But I did find out that one of the best items that I had gotten was the Lord's Divine Protection, the one that you get from that one dude in the keep, the one who's like looking at the books and all that stuff. I forgot what his name is. The all-knowing guy or whatever.
Yeah, the all-knowing guy.
Yeah. So you get that from him once you give him all of the information of the locations of the other bosses and stuff like that. That's like one of the items you get, and you use that dude, and it's like a really good protection against holy damage. And because the America and that dude, that Elden Beast are shooting out holy, dude, I had got rid of like all my spells, and all I had was that and the Erdtree Hill. So I would just
that was an ability you would use.
Yeah, the Lord's Divine Protection. I would use that. And
I equipped the it was like the Pair Lightning Charm +3 or whatever that I equipped.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that's what I used for my holy, but I had no spell usage, so that's interesting. I wish
I had that on as well, but it just wasn't doing enough for me.
See, when I put that on, that helped a lot with my survivability. But also having that ability, wow, yeah, that probably would have been really helped. Yeah,
it definitely helped with catching those shots from that fucking gold wave. But you could only catch like two, maybe 3 tops. You know what I mean? If you just rolled terrible, you would just get ate up. I was just getting tore up. But yeah, but yeah, man. So that's all I was playing this weekend. So I had
you're done. Now you got to figure out what to play next, huh?
Yeah. So I'm gonna probably try that Trek to Yomi, and give it a whirl. I did want to buy Rogue Legacy. I was hoping that maybe if I waited long enough, it would end up popping up on Game Pass.
That's Rogue Legacy 2, right? The second one.
Yeah, Rogue Legacy 2.
Sick, dude. I really like it a lot. Really, really enjoy it. Like I said, I'd probably rather play it than Horizon Forbidden West, man. Fortunately.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, so anyways, we got a lot to talk about today. A shitload of information, man. I thought we were grasping for straws last week, and it's just raining down on us now, trying to figure out what to talk about. But we got that new trailer with like a whole bunch of gameplay footage and stuff like that from Gotham Knights. Yeah. And then we got some news from Xbox. They doing some more deals. Freaking Sony doing some deals. Unreal doing some Unreal shit. And
it's a good one.
And of course Bethesda, depressing us once again with some more bad news. But
really pissed.
Before we get into all of that, let's get into this motherfucking intro.
I love you, me.
All right, so for the first topic, Ray, can you hit me with the share button on the screen there?
Yeah.
The first topic we got is Gotham Knights, man. They gave us I feel like it was like a 5-minute
longer than that, 13 minutes.
Video or something, 13 minutes, solid, hefty set of information. They gave us a lot of gameplay, and then they sat there and gave us like all their background talk and shit. It kind of reminded me of how like when Bethesda did that Starfield video, and they wanted to give all of this like, oh, this is what we saw and this is what we were looking for, except like 3 times better, because it actually gave us shit to see. And Starfield was
literal in footage game. Yeah.
The Starfield didn't give a shit. It just had us keep guessing. But this, it had a lot. We got to see 2 of the characters gameplay. So we got to see Nightwing and Red Hood. So what did you guys think about this gameplay footage?
Well, I thought Nightwing, very traditional, like Batman, fights. The feeling of it felt very like the traditional Gotham, Warner Brothers, Studio Brothers with the Batman, play style, which is totally cool, totally fine. I liked his glider. This is sick right here. This glider was dope, I thought. Like that's
very really compact, man.
That's a cool way of traversing the city. I think you can like fly in the air too. Like I think it's like almost like a plane kind of thing.
Yeah, it seemed like it was going up a little bit at times, but it seemed like it was a pretty steady glide.
Yeah, it seemed like it was going up, right? Like he was like flying up, kind of,
Yeah.
But this just seems like the traditional combat. Totally a lot of fun, right? Like you can't deny it. I think like this right here, though, the Red Hood, his combat's totally different, and I think like it even. I don't know. I feel like it looks a little clunky. Like I think because like they're so used to that hand to hand combat. They have lots of experience with that.
Mm-hmm.
But with the hood, I didn't feel like the shots were like hitting hard enough, or like it felt like weighty. Like
I feel like it's
like
kind of
he's just
different with
shooting and
that
like they're
because
not
his
doing
bullets are
anything.
so
Like
far
he's shooting
away.
these bullets like they're doing nothing to this guy. Like you don't
But
feel the hits. Like there
right,
you like look at like the flashing and the hits and like they're getting knocked out on like a few hits. Like I just feel like what the heck, like I don't know. I wasn't sure how I felt about it.
I hear you, but also you got to remember they said that he was shooting with like high velocity, like what is like beanbag bullets or something like that.
Non-lethal.
Yeah, non-lethal shit. So maybe that's why it takes a couple more extra hits to put somebody down.
Yeah, but wouldn't it hit just as hard as a punch?
I don't know.
You can't tell me it's not hitting as hard as a punch hits.
I mean, you're talking about Dick Grayson, man. Like, he been in the gym. Like, he been getting his versus
a gunpowder-packed velocity beanbag?
And look at his batons. But the batons got electricity on them and shit, so that's giving a little extra oomph, man. I don't know. But
I just felt like
maybe it just looks like that right now because it's like, they're still working on it. Maybe they're gonna
I think they're still tuning it, clearly.
Yeah.
I hope, because the game, is it just me or the graphics are a little clunky / last gen? I don't know, it could just be me, but
it looked like it could play on the PS4 easy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To me, it doesn't, like, I'm gonna compare it to like Spider-Man, I guess. But it just didn't seem like the combat was as polished, as like weighty, and it just looked kind of clunky in my opinion. So I just really hope that this is an early build.
I 100% felt that way with Red Hood. Like he feels clunky and a little weird. Like even if you watch this right here, it just seems a little bit slow and clunky. See, that's like, to me, it just does.
Like the shadows are off.
Like Nightwing felt a little better. But Red Hood, I feel like they're really, I think because they're doing something different because he has guns and stuff. So like they're like learning.
Interesting to see that.
They're learning a new way to develop gameplay with this style with the guns, where they have tons of experience with hand to hand.
But I tell you what, I did like his flair though. I like how he was shooting shit,
Yeah, like
bagging stuff
Equilibrium
like that.
style. You remember that movie Equilibrium?
Yeah, I remember
Equilibrium. Carta or whatever.
So it's cool that he's got like a different, like a different style. But what I like about it though is that like it just doesn't feel the same, right? Like it doesn't remind me like, oh, it's just the same shit. It's just like a far away melee or something like that. I mean, it feels slightly different. So I like that it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm just playing a red hooded Dick Grayson who hits with a further punch or something like that. I do like that. So, what I mean? I'll give him credit for that. And I just hope that it is fixed and it's a lot more smoother of combat because they've already perfected the fucking melee. You know what I mean? Messing around with Batman, messing around with Shadow of Mordor, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? They've got the melee combat on lock. And I'm not sure, but I think it might be the only character that does have that range. Because I think Batgirl has melee as well.
She's gonna fight like Batman does for the most part, probably.
Is it 3? Is it 3 of them for Gotham Knights, or is it 4?
3. There's 4. There's Robin.
Who's the 4th one?
Robin.
So it's Robin? Okay.
Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing, and then Red Hood. Yeah, I agree 100%. I think it's just a new thing for them. And I think like they're really trying hard to balance how much damage guns should do. Because I think like your first thought is like, oh, a gun is just way stronger than a punch. So how do you balance that like OP-ness that a gun could be? Where I feel like it's a little undertuned though. And like because of that, like also when the guns hit, because they're so undertuned, you don't feel like you're doing it. You feel like you're shooting a pea shooter. Like, I just feel like they need to balance it better to make it feel better. But like, I agree. I agree with you that I do think that it's nice to have a choice that's different. Because like, I feel like no matter who you choose, Robin, Nightwing, or Batgirl, they're going to all kind of feel the same with the hand-to-hand combat. But Red Hood is like the one deviation where like, okay, if you want a different feel, you pick Red Hood, right? So I appreciate that
if you
for
want
sure.
something unique, yeah.
But I just think they're having a hard time, I think, figuring it out and balancing that combat with guns. It's tough.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, I hope that they're able to actually perfect that, and it's fun. I would hate for Red Hood to be the one that's like left out. Everybody just plays Robin,
Right.
Batgirl, or
Yeah, I feel
Nightwing.
like my first choice
Nobody
is
fucks with
Robin, right? Like I feel like that's my first choice.
my first choice would kind of be Nightwing or
Nightwing.
Red Hood.
Nightwing's dope. This is a sick flying device. He's not really going down. He's like just flying straight.
I want to see what Batgirl and fucking Robin got, man. Because
I think Batgirl's gonna glide probably. Batgirl's gonna glide, right? She probably have like wings like Batman does, probably.
Probably Robin probably do the same shit then.
What does Robin
Nightwing
have
got all
though?
of the
Yeah.
extra shit,
Yeah, I'm sure. Mark, did you play the Gotham Knights, the Batman Gotham City, and
Yeah, I played some
Arkham Asylum?
I played part of the last 2 Batman games. I didn't beat them or anything, but I played them.
Yeah, they were really fun, man.
Yeah, I love the style. I love the vehicles of the last one. The vehicles felt incredible, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the combat, the upgrades, but I don't know. When I see this, I just don't feel those same feelings, as Batman. For some reason, to me, this combat just seems off to me. Even the hand-to-hand, like, it's just weird. I don't know. I just feel like the animations, something just seems off. Could just be me, but
I see it too. I see it too. I thought it was clunky also. I thought it was more prevalent, noticeable with Red Hood than it was with Nightwing. Nightwing felt a little, more okay to me. Where Red Hood, it felt off.
Red Hood looked completely
clunky. It felt strange, like they're very awkward, like they didn't know how to tune it well. Even though guns is a cool idea, I just think they just don't know it necessarily. They're trying, they're learning, but see how far he dives, man, from one enemy to the next. That's why
that's button mashing.
That's why it's guns are okay, because these guys basically teleport from enemy to enemy, right? Look how far the lunge is. I think it's fun if they made the guns hit harder. I don't see what's wrong with that, because these guys are the combat moves you from one enemy to the next instantaneously. That's like a bullet. How's it much different than a bullet? Me jumping, the distance and punching them versus a bullet just flying the distance and hitting them. I don't know.
It's the velocity. It's the velocity of your jump times the swing of your fist with the combination of the baton and then igniting the electricity in it. That whole shebangity, boom. That's obliterated heads damn near. He almost break his skull with that shit. But
I think the power level of them should be similar, because for a weapon, the only delay is reloading, and then for melee, the only delay is kind of getting in range. So they both have, a slight disadvantage, but I don't know. I think they should be equal, because it just makes for that Red Hood character just look really off.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, that was a nice little taste tester of the game, you know what I mean? And then especially if you guys haven't checked it out, watch the full video, because you have some of the developers, giving you a little bit of insight into the situation that's going on.
Wasn't there crafting too or something like that?
Like that. I don't know.
You craft gear and stuff.
Yeah.
I know you could upgrade something. You could upgrade your bat car or
they were kind of copying a little bit of Miles, or just Spider-Man, sorry. The suits, where you get a suit and it adds new attributes and stuff. They definitely had that, I think another thing that's interesting too is because you're using guns, you got to kind of stand still while you shoot, and so you're getting hit by other people with guns. Where in the you know what I'm talking about? In the melee combat, it flows better, because when you dodge, you're dodging to another enemy to hit them. So you're constantly always dealing DPS. Where with the guns, you're kind of standing there shooting, and some of the guys hitting you. But if you stop shooting, your damage is off. You're not doing damage, right? Where the other characters, when they dodge, they're dodging and hitting at the same time. So this seems like a really good character for these boss fights, these one-on-one fights. But in the group fights, it doesn't flow as well, because you got to stand still like, so he's like changing directions, like, equilibrium. But
Right.
while you're doing that, you're getting hit by guys. Bullets are coming at you. Right.
But maybe
So,
he's got extra armor or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. It's just it's just more awkward. I feel like a little more.
I tell you what's awkward, the fact that they keep giving melee to these dudes and using the guns. Like, he's punching with the gun in his hand. Like, that was one of the things that I thought was super weird about Guardians of the Galaxy, is that when you did do melee, you still had the guns in your hand. So it's like, okay, but you could have done something cool, like a point blank range shot while you're punching to, like, blow them away or something like that. That'd be a little bit more ill, but you're just fucking gun butting somebody in the face repeatedly. I don't know, but yeah, it just looks a little weird. But yeah, so moving on to the next topic. But before you do that, like, sound off in the comments below. Does this game, Gotham Knights, look like something that you'd want to play? Are you excited for it? Like, let us know. We'll have a conversation down there in the chat. But yeah, for the next topic, Bethesda, man. These guys, they said that freaking Starfield was gonna release in 2022. They did not give like a specific date. We knew why. They ain't show us shit. We knew why. And they finally decided to come out and say that they're not releasing Starfield this year. It's probably going to be maybe like sometime in the first quarter, so probably at the end of the first quarter. And they're not even doing Redfield or Redfall or whatever this year either. So they're pushing 2 games back. So we're talking about, like, Xbox has purchased a lot of shit within these last 2 years. And you mean to tell me that we don't have any exclusives so far? Like, what's the deal, guys? Is this acceptable?
Dude, this is
sad.
A travesty on like multiple levels. This isn't just like, oh, a game's delayed, whatever. This is like a major issue. Issue number 1, Microsoft purchased Bethesda like 2 years ago, and they haven't got a single game from them yet. Actually, they purchased Bethesda 2 years ago, and Bethesda has only made money for Sony. Only Sony games, Ghostwire, Deathloop. Bethesda has only released, so they purchased them 2 years ago, and Bethesda has only given them games for Sony. I mean, just fathom that. Yeah, just fathom that, though. The second thing is, Microsoft has no first-party games for 2022 now. Not one. Not a single one. And I sent you that text. I thought it was like the greatest text. They have 23 first-party studios. Yeah, like, let me do, L. Here's the math for a big L. And like, they have 50 studios they own. Sorry, 23 studios they own. 23 games are in current development, and not a single one is releasing in 2022. This is such a problem. Like, I thought we were finally past that Xbox BS of never having games on their platform. I thought we were past that this year.
No first-party games.
Yeah, no first-party games. Yeah, of course they have third-party games. PC has third-party games. I thought we were back past Xbox, that's a platform, having games on their platform that were from that platform. I thought we were finally past that. I feel like, it's kind of like fool me once, shame on you, like fool me twice, shame on me. Like, I feel like I'm kind of like an idiot. Like, to think that they were actually going to change their ways. And they're just not. And I just, what? Maybe they never will. Maybe we've been completely shammed. I also feel like I've been a little bit, what's the word? Like, false advertised.
Bamboozled.
For Game Pass. Because they showed all these games, and these games were part of them on their showcase. And they said these are all day one first-party exclusives. And
they are, releasing. But 8 years from now.
So we all 3 of us, just lost $120 in value for our Game Pass subscription this year, because that was $120 values that we were going to definitely take advantage of, because we were all going to play Starfield. Mark said that he was buying a couple games this year, plus all the first-party Xbox games. We were going to be playing these games. We were going to play Redfall. We were going to play Starfield. So we've lost that value, and I'm not happy. Like, they need to replace that value, honestly. Like, they need to replace that value with either some third-party platform games that are exclusive. I don't care if you got to make Call of Duty exclusive this year. If they get the rights, you got to do something to make it
Well, they're
feel
not dropping
like
Call of Duty.
we're reacquiring that value, because that's a sham, dude. That's a total sham. And I'm a huge proponent of Game Pass. You know, I rave about it. I love Game Pass.
Yeah, it's solid.
But this is bad news. If I wasn't such a proponent, I would cancel my subscription. What am I getting really now? I mean, it's still a great deal, but I feel like I really lost the punch. The first party games, that was always like the punch, man. Like, you get every game they ever launched for free.
Man.
And now it's such a freaking disaster.
It's about like as bad as when Disney Plus at first started, and they gave you like this super low price, or you had like, you know, if you have Verizon or whatever, oh, you get Disney Plus for free for a whole year, and you're like, dude, that's fucking amazing. Like, we're talking about Marvel movies, all the Disney movies, all that shit. You know what I mean? You get access to all that, and like, I'm sure a lot of people got it to get access to just those Marvel movies and stuff, and to get these new shows that they're advertising, you know, freaking Iron Fist and Cage and all that other stuff, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, all that stuff, you know. And you didn't get any of that shit in the first year. They didn't start creating the new content until like halfway into like the second year, with like one or two shows. So you're like, damn, dude, I got this whole first year for free and I didn't gain shit. Like, all the stuff that they're promoting did not come within this time frame. And like a good almost like 50% of the Marvel movies weren't even available on there because they were trying to finish their deal with Netflix. So they were still locked in for exclusivity over there. So, you know, you just missed out on so much. It's kind of like, well, damn, I fucking wasted a free year. Like, I could have saved that shit. You know what I mean? If I had known this was going to happen. And then it's like, oh, it's time to pay. Now here's all the good stuff coming out, you know? But we get talked into these subscriptions, man. And sometimes they just don't deliver, dude.
I feel like last year we said that 2022 was going to be the year of gaming. You know, 2022 was a hyped year. 2021 was a good year for Game Pass. You know, we got things like Forza, we got Halo, Psychonauts. There was a lot of good exclusives that came in 2021, and we were only more hopeful for 2022 because of all these Starfield, Bethesda, all these potentially games coming out. Well, I'm sorry to say, but 2022 it is worse so far for Game Pass than 2021. You know what I mean? And I feel like this was the nail in the coffin. We get random games like Tunic. Like, that was a cool little exclusive that I didn't know what we were getting. But like you said, it's not $120. It's not a $60 game. You know what I mean? That's why we're subscribing to. We all don't mind buying little indies. You know, they're good values, but we're getting, you know, we want Game Pass for all these $60 and $70 exclusives that we don't have to buy. But, you know, now this year is just kind of a bust for not quite a bust, but it's just very disappointing. You know, Game Pass went from the best value to just being a good value, in my opinion. So
it went from like revolutionary to just like, well, it's cool now. And that's what's so worrisome about it, is like, it just completely destroys like there's so many things to say. Like, fans are angry over Starfield delays, but no one wants the next Cyberpunk. This is what I was saying in our text line. I feel like we're in the post era of Cyberpunk 2077, man. There is like this rabid fear of like potentially being the next Cyberpunk, that every game ever announced now that's ever been talked about or displayed has been delayed. Every one of them, every single time. Yeah, and multiple times. Every one of them. I can't think of one that launched when they said it would launch. I can't think of one. And it's just like, it sucks. And Here, look at this. Last year, Microsoft promised it would bring at least one first-party game every quarter to Game Pass.
And I feel like that was true last year. That did happen for the most part last year.
This leaves Xbox without any significant releases from its studios for 2022, like this whole year. You know, yeah, say what you will about Sony, but at least they're giving us exclusives. We got Horizon, we're going to get God of War. Supposedly, we're going to get God of War, although I think the next thing on the list is God of War, right? We ain't seen that
bitch
either,
get pushed back, bro.
Yeah, like we ain't seeing that either. Like it's
if it doesn't,
like,
I'll be super surprised, man.
It's just like, come on, dude. Yeah, like, yeah, this just means no matter what now, Elden Ring is going to be the game of the year. Like there's no chance any of these games are going to pull that crown from it now. These other games that are just half decent. I don't know. This was really, really disheartening. Phil Spencer, does he need to be fired, man? Or what do you do? Like, he's the one that's supposed to be at the head of pushing these games, publishing these games. I think he's really good at identifying great games. He's got a good eye for games. Like, you see the games he's picked and stuff for, like, he's got a great eye. Like the indies that have been chosen for Game Pass, like they always get the right ones. Like making Rogue Legacy exclusive, making Tunic exclusive. He's picking the right games. Like he's got a great eye for like talent, but he's not good at managing the first party studios. I'm sorry, he's not. He's just not. He either needs like a whole bunch of help, get the guy some help. All we talk about is how much money Microsoft has. They have all these billions of dollars and they can't put a game out. Like I am so stinking frustrated with this, man.
Yeah,
like,
I'm confused, man. You put all that money into buying all of these studios, man, and not one of them is producing. Like, you wouldn't be mad? You wouldn't be furious? Like, you know what I mean? Your company is like buying all of these games, right, to try to build up all that hype and reliability, and nobody is producing. Like, somebody's in their head bit off somewhere. It got to be.
I feel like we said this before, or maybe I said it or somebody, but is Game Pass now like a crutch for developers? Is there motivation? Like now they're backed by Microsoft. Is that their motivation, the fire that's, igniting their desire to get the game launched? Now, does it not matter? I feel like now that they have backed funding from Microsoft, that could change, from the developer point of view. Hey, our game's getting bought no matter what.
Yeah, but we're in no rush to get it out.
Yeah, but previously they're like, okay, I need to make a great game and I need to make it fast.
Bro, when you're tapped out of money, man, and you just, okay, I gotta release it now. Like the funds are low, we gotta get back right. So I gotta drop this game and it's gotta be good. So I'm gonna put in all those crunch time hours, whatever I gotta do to get that shit done. And then it's like, okay, well, you've already been paid a buku amount of money. And so it's like, I'll take my time with it. You know what I mean? We're not going to do too much. No OT, guys. Just go home. We'll come back tomorrow, get a crack at it again. Like that shit's
I agree, man. Like
this process is trash now.
It's just gotten out of hand. I don't know if Game Pass has anything to do with it. Maybe they do, Mark. Like, yeah, I mean, like when you know that you're going to get paid no matter what. But there was that one story that Outriders, People Can Fly, made no money. They didn't make any profit. So they probably made all their money back in development, but they didn't make any profit. So that's got to be because of Game Pass, right? Like, but maybe not. Maybe they wouldn't have sold anything without Game Pass. I don't know. But it's just, I don't know what impact Game Pass is having on this. But this is like, okay, when you're at work, and you have due dates and stuff, like, those are pretty firm, dude. Like, occasionally something happens and you have a good reason. You go say, hey, I can't make this. Can I have a little more time? That's supposed to be like the exception. That's not the rule. Delays are becoming the rule now. Like, I think deadlines are healthy to some degree. Like Godly said, like, you got to crunch. You got to get it done. Put in the work. Put in the effort. Without the delay, where's the pressure? I mean, without
Right.
without the
Without
date,
that desire to get your funds
yeah,
back,
without
man.
that date, where's the pressure to make sure you produce? I don't know, man. Like, I don't like this whole trend, dude, of delaying everything. I think it's bad for the industry, man. And it's really bad when this is all you have to offer and you're not giving anything out this year. I don't know what their answer is going to be here. I think they're going to have to do something. Like, they're going to have to hand out a massive wad of cash. I don't know to who, Warner Brothers, or get Gotham exclusive. They're going to have to do something to like maintain Game Pass's lucrative nature of wanting to get subscribers to come on this platform. Because without Starfield in these games, I would totally be fine. Like, oh, I'm cool not subscribing this year.
Yeah.
You know, if I was a guy out there making that decision.
Right.
It's a mess.
So I was really looking forward to playing Starfield this year.
Me too, man. Super
yeah, all of us.
I was stoked, man. I was, I'm like, okay, well, all of that shit that was getting that we were calling out last year that was listed to come out this year. We're like, dude, man, it's gonna, like, when the fuck are we gonna have time to like enjoy these games? They're gonna be like coming in on top of each other. It's gonna be nuts, dude.
That was the prediction.
Like, we're gonna have to like really pick and choose hard, like which games we want to play, and then how much time are you gonna dedicate to that shit? But it's starting to get easier and easier. Because it's fucking starting to be a drought, man. This time is spreading pretty far. But, hey.
It's a catastrophe. They need to get Phil some help, or they need to do something. Because Sony does not have... Sony's problem isn't this bad. It's just not. At least when it comes to games, it's not this bad. Like, they have like, Sony's problem is trying to get with the modern day. They're still antiquated. But they're not... They are much better managed. When it comes to releasing games, they're just better.
And maybe this is the reason why. Maybe this is what's keeping them able to produce these games that are super high quality in a timely fashion. And it's just because they're not on some crutch that they've been paid and this game is coming out for free. You know what I mean? For some system. Maybe it's like, hey, you got to make this money or else you won't see another game or something like that, I don't know what it is, man.
It's shocking, dude. It's shocking.
Yeah, it's just mind blowing. Like how you have so many freaking studios and not one of them can give us a game. Like, how long ago did we see Avowed? Like, you don't got that shit ready. Like, you've been talking about Starfield for a while. Like, even if you gave us another fucking Elden Ring, or not an Elden Ring, but an Elder Scrolls or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, something, dude. Like, just drop like random ass games in the middle that's from these third parties, that's like some indie-ish type of game. You know what I mean? Something. Like, you're not giving us anything.
Yeah, it's a major issue. I've lost a lot of faith in just Game Pass as far as like believing that it's gonna. I thought we were gonna turn that corner. You've heard me say it. I thought we were gonna turn that corner this year, and then we were finally gonna get a steady flow.
Take over.
I said it a lot, right? Like, I did, and it's like, damn, dude, they're just fooled me. Now I'm the fool. I feel like it's like, come on, man. Like, I thought for sure they were finally going to have a steady flow of first party games, like they promised every quarter, like a new one every quarter. And in that world, Game Pass is absolutely the future. But in a world where we're just getting like some good games every month, it's not a whole heck of a lot better than PS Plus. It's not like worlds better in that world.
Yeah, because there's just a lot of shit that be on Game Pass that you're just not gonna play. Mm-hmm. It's like, nah, I'm not gonna take any time to play that stuff.
You're better off just canceling and just buying the indies yourself. If you only got time for a couple games.
Save money. Yeah, you probably will save money because there's no first parties to worry about now. You don't have to worry about the money you don't have to worry about spending that money, on first party studios, on first party games. So yeah, it's just a major problem, dude. I don't know. Honestly, man, it's so bad. Like, and I'm such a fan of Game Pass. Like, it's just such a shame, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
It's an Xbox like curse.
Yeah, so you tell us in the comments below, do you guys feel like this is nothing? It's not a big deal, or is this like becoming a problem? Do you feel like this is like they're using Game Pass as a crutch, and because of freaking Cyberpunk, everybody's batshit scared to release something now, and they're just trying to like triple cross their T's and dot their I's. You know what I mean? Just doing excess shit when it's not needed. I mean, even if you're just updating the game, constantly updating it, still be okay. You got it for free if you had Game Pass. Like, what's the problem? But let's move on to the next topic, which is kind of like it almost feels as if it's like the reason, like Game Pass is saying, hey, like Microsoft is saying, hey, I know we fucked up, right? You ain't getting Bethesda and all that shit, but hey, we're bringing you this Ubisoft deal to give you like access to all their shit. So whatever they got coming out, you go get it. You know what I mean? And if this Ubisoft Plus thing is anything like the EA Plus stuff or whatever, then you pretty much touch every game that they're coming out with, whether it's a time limited access or what, but you still manage to get every game. So I think it's a pretty fucking solid addition, and it almost screams more trouble for Sony if those bastards could ever put out a fucking first party game.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sony would be in
agree.
real trouble with this.
I agree. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like this a lot. First, it's $15. I think it's like $10 or $15 for the service, so it is a good value add. But the thing I like about Ubisoft Plus is it has DLCs. I feel like one weakness to Game Pass is it's kind of weak on the DLC side. But at least with Ubisoft Plus, I think you get mostly all of the latest and greatest DLCs. So that's a really strong, value add in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, I think this all but, in my opinion, especially after the delay news, I almost feel like this all but certainly guarantees like Skull and Bones will probably be like Game Pass. On Game Pass, you're gonna see some of these Ubi games I think coming to Game Pass, and that's gonna be like the consolation prize.
Yeah,
it's not first parties. I'm sorry, I'm not as excited. I like Skull and Bones looks dope, but I'm not nowhere near as excited for that as I am for Starfield. Come on, let's be real. Like the first parties is what we all want, and absolutely, without first parties, you're never gonna surpass Sony. Or Sony will always have a place because they'll always produce great first parties. But if you got great first parties from Microsoft, like Mark was saying, and you got these added values of these third parties, now you're like, shoot, this is a problem, Sony. Man. Like, you're screwed. But if Sony can just maintain being, hey, we're the place that gives you great first parties, and Microsoft is the place that gives you great third party, there's a world for both those to exist. Exactly. Microsoft has to do something about, like, they're screwed. They're absolutely and utterly screwed. I don't know what the deal is. Like, once again, I don't know what's going on over there in that place. They have all the money in the world to fix it, and they just don't figure it out. It's the weirdest
billions of dollars to throw at all these big ass companies, but
they freaking buy
don't
Activision.
Need shit if you can't produce nothing.
It's crazy
what's better money? What's better money spent? Buying Activision Blizzard or pushing some of these first party studios out? You're gonna do great with Fable. You're gonna do great with Starfield. You're gonna do great with Avowed.
Heck yeah.
You have some great studios. Spend some of that money to push those titles out. But no, they go and they buy another studio that's not going to give them anything anyway this year either. I mean, it's crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, dude. Man, I don't know what to say about
it. I think they're going it's a marathon, not a race mentality. It seems like they're stacking their future pretty good, but the short term, I don't know.
It's like gambling, like when you're at the craps tables or whatever, like, you have to build something in order to maintain that longevity. Because if you lose it all at the start and you have nothing to carry you past, then you're done. You have to have something in the immediate as well to like maintain your bank. You have to have something to push you into the long game.
Right.
Like if you don't have anything at the start, no one's going to jump on board. Like you have to create I don't know. It's just such a damn no Starfield. I mean, I thought for sure that was coming. That never ever crossed my mind that'd be delayed. I thought for sure that was Microsoft's game, man. For 20. Oh my god.
Elden Ring, man, it scared it away. It spooked it. It didn't want to be in the same conversation. Is Elden Ring.
Yeah, I thought
That would be the
too.
craziest shit ever because you seen how good a game was, and you're like, well, I know my game should have Game of the Year, so fuck it. I'm just gonna postpone my shit to the top of the year.
January 1st.
I think you could still qualify though. You could still qualify for Game of the Year 2023 if you drop the damn game in December.
Yeah.
Because the Game Awards is in November. So don't push it back. If that's the case, right? Drop it in December and you're good. You got the first game and within the segment. You know?
It's just I'm just
I don't know.
Yeah, so no Breath of the Wild this year that got delayed. No Starfall. We're probably I don't know. I'm not confident at all. Starfield. I'm not confident at all. We're gonna get God of War, unfortunately. So 2022 is supposed to be like the legendary year, which we have like multiple like top 5 games all time in 1 year, and we're getting like one of them in Elden Ring, and we're not really getting now. I mean, come on. I mean, we're just gonna say in 2023. What the heck?
I mean,
delayed 2024.
So currently, at this point, right, the bigger titles that we're waiting on is God of War, Ragnarok, and we're waiting on Hogwarts Legacy, right? So if those two can at least come out.
I thought Hogwarts was not given a date either. I don't think we have a date on Hogwarts. I think Gotham Knights now is like.
Yeah, but I mean, Hogwarts at least gave us a lot of shit to look at, so you know something is like is close. If they're ready to show it to, we didn't get shit from Starfield. You know?
Hey, if I was one of these studios, man, I would take that slot. That date that Starfield had, take that slot, dude, and cash in. Because you don't have to compete now.
You gotta fill the void, man.
Yeah, like take the slot. That's a good slot to launch now. Yeah. Like just steal it, you know, like take it and you'll sell. Because people were expecting something great. People were saving and waiting for that date. You know it. Everyone was. Take it now. Someone needs to fill that void, man. Some studio, Hogwarts Legacy would be perfect. Like that would really help, you know, this year. Someone should jump on it, dude. Someone should jump on it.
Yeah. So let us know. Let us know in the comments below if you think this is a good move for Game Pass. Ubisoft Edition adds a lot of shit. You know what I mean? That you'll be able to play the best Assassin's Creed game that they have out there for sure, and a whole lot more. And let us know, does this make up for them pushing back Bethesda's launches? The 2 games that they had and some other stuff that they'll probably push back too. Does this make up for it, adding this Ubisoft or whatnot, or is it still like they're still just effing up? Just let us know in the comments below. But let's move on to the next topic. Sony dropping goo gobs of money out there, man. They're putting tons of money into taking their games that are first party, the infamous first party titles, and making them for multiple consoles. Put it out there so that they're all out there for the PC, I'm assuming. That's probably their biggest one. And then possibly Xbox or something like that. Like, this is crazy, man. This is an unprecedented field, right? We thought that Sony would never do that. You know what I mean? They would keep all of their freaking first party titles to themselves, but trying to branch out and spread the love. What do you guys think about this?
I think it's good. I think generally the PC, there's a core audience of PC players who don't want Xbox or PlayStation. Mm-hmm. So I think by releasing things multi-platforming PC and PlayStation, I think that's a good dual prong approach to this. I think you're going to make a ton of money. You're going to make people happy, and you're not necessarily giving into Xbox. But I think it's a good thing, man. I think this is really dope, and they're going to make a lot of money on the PC, a ton of money.
Yeah, I have a lot more faith, dude, and clearly, obviously, after what happened, I have much more faith in Sony releasing their games. Like, this is very promising, and I think I think that's the future, man. Like, in my opinion, I think we're moving towards a future where you're just gonna have PC boxes, like a PC console box or whatever that plays these games, and these people just become game developers. Like, I'm not really seeing like what's the point necessarily of like Sony and these people producing their own hardware. Like there doesn't seem to be a lot of money in that. It seems to be all the money seems to be just in game development, and so like I think like we're gonna see a console-less future where just like Steam decks or like just PC, just like a PC console or whatever.
Yeah.
I think like consoles, I'm fine with PC, but they need to take like the Microsoft route where like it's an affordable PC that you can play these games on, like these Series S or Xbox Series X, because you have to have a base. So this is the only real argument that I feel matters for consoles. The one thing that lends them credibility is that you have a base of users that can play your game. Right? Like you have like a large, massive tens of millions of people that buy this one spec, which is the console, this one spec of abilities that your console can handle. And as a developer that there's that large of a platform of people that can play your game at this exact spec. Where if everyone has different PC levels, then, who's really going to develop? The development, I think it's harder. It's harder to progress and have great leaps in game development when you're just not sure who will buy your game or who can even play your game. When you have a console, you can. I just feel like the money really is in producing the games. So that's why I think like we'll see that. But you have to have some kind of console type market where everyone can play the game. So that's the one niche that consoles, in my opinion, still have, and why there's an argument for them. But I definitely think that this is just proof pudding. This is fact right here that Sony's slowly moving away from console exclusive stuff, man. Like they made so much money on the PC market. Like Marcus said, they launched these games $60 all over again, and they sell tens of millions of copies all over again. Like, come on, obviously, dude, the market is in PCs.
Yeah, man. I feel like that's probably what multiple platforms basically entailed. It's just putting all their shit on PC, you know what I mean, and making like an official march towards it. But I mean,
I feel like guaranteed money, man. Especially if you release them maybe later on, because it seems like for some reason, Days Gone sold so well on PC years after it came out. So I don't know. Maybe they just keep doing that same approach. Hey guys, after 1 year or 2 year, put it on the PC.
Absolutely.
Get full price again. And that's a great strategy, dude.
It's like that. It's like the forbidden tree mentality, right? Like you're getting access to a game that you weren't able to access before.
Right.
So you're like, it's like a FOMO thing. Like, oh dang, dude, like I can get on that now. Like I'm gonna get it then. Like this is so funny to me. Sony didn't offer any details on what platform this might be. Come on. We know this means PC.
It's PC.
Yeah, we know this means PC. Like that's just silly. Right? Like that's what Sony, when Sony says multi-platform, that's what they mean. They don't mean Nintendo. They don't mean, I don't think, Microsoft or Xbox. They mean PC, man. Like that's what this is all about.
So I mean, it's good news to all the PC players, and then some of the Sony guys who just like talking about some of their favorite games. You know what I mean? And there's just a lot of people out there that just haven't been able to experience a lot of those. So hopefully this will allow more fans to form, of some of these IPs and stuff like that, and build bigger audiences. But let us know if you like this move from Sony, investing so much into their first party games to make them available on multiple platforms, or if you would rather keep them as exclusives and make people wait like 5 or 6 years before they even get a taste or a sample of what Sony's given, beforehand. Maybe you like that exclusivity, like, oh, you ain't got no PS5 yet? You know what I mean? Because you ain't played this or whatever. But, sound off in the comments down below. Let us know. For the last topic of the day, we have Unreal Engine. And this, it's like this gameplay demo, man, of this tram station. And my God, dude, this thing is like crazy.
Yeah, I just got to say, if you're listening to this video and not watching, this one time, man, you have to stop and like pull off the television or your phone, and you have to watch because this is ridiculous. Go ahead, Golly. You got to see this.
Good, man. This thing is basically like some footage. This is supposed to be in game. I do not know how actually real this is or not, but this is supposed to be in-game footage of what somebody created in Unreal Engine 5, dude. And this is just a subway station. But I swear to you, this looks like some old-ass subway station in real life. Like, you could actually go to this place. And I don't know if this dude...
It's real.
So this dude took, like, a picture of an area and he recreated it in here?
I believe this is a real station, yeah.
Dude,
he
man.
Recreated.
That
yeah, because it's shocking how...
Just look at it.
I can't even believe it.
The movement of the camera and shit.
Yeah, even the camera movement's perfect too. Yeah, he nailed the movement.
It looks too
of the
real.
camera.
The camera movement just looks too real.
Just
man.
The lighting, the shadowing, it's perfectly figured out. Like it's exactly the type of angling and direction the shadow and light would take. Every little flaw, every little detail is exactly like a realistic situation. Like I when I saw this, I was trying hard, dude. Like I was looking at the screen hard and like going,
okay, now
see, that's how you know it's a game. You can't just shut light off like that. That's how you know it's a video game, right? You can't just shut the sun off, right? So like, but it's just like, dude, like that's just absolutely. I was trying. Come on. There's got to be a flaw that gives this away, but it's so hard. You can't really tell if it's real or not. Like you really can't. You're like asking yourself, come on, is this real? Like it feels real. This can't be a video game. It's a stinking game. And do you even need an Unreal Engine 6? I mean, are we at the peak here? Like, can we go further? Like this is
think
insane.
About this, Mark?
Dude, it's amazing, man. I was trying to figure out flaws, you know. In the first video, I was like, man, stairs wouldn't be that clean at a subway train station. Why are the stairs so clean? But when it switched to this scene, I was like, oh, damn. You know, this is a game. And I don't know what kind of rig you need to render this. You know, you need some powerful ass shit because this is like, you're trying to figure out flaws in this, man. It's pretty breathtaking, man. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, see, running in Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah.
See, this
using
is
Lumen.
Lorenzo Drago, dude. That's insane, dude.
No nanite on that shit either.
This is so crazy. I don't know how you.
This looks fantastic. Why would you not want to make your game on Unreal Engine 5 after seeing this?
I feel like this is more what we were saying.
Yeah, between this and then those character creation videos that we were seeing, that like it looked like real ass people on those character creations. This by far, like I would love to make a game in this. You know what I mean? Like to
dude,
make
this is like
if you're watching a movie or something, if you could get it played that good with facial expressions and shit, be amazing.
This is like, why as a game company, any company, Bethesda, Gorilla, even Naughty Dog, like why not just use this, dude? Right? Like, why make your own engine when this exists?
Proprietary shit. This is worth the money. Man.
Yeah, dude. Like, you could do what you want here with this. Like, it's absolutely insane.
This is crazy, man. So I look forward to seeing more of this. You know what I mean? Because I want to see people do like amazing stuff. I want to see like an actual like game. You know what I mean? Like somebody like doing some shit. I don't want to keep seeing like little videos like this. I want to see like people actually doing shit, playing a game or something like that. You know, some creatures running up and you're shooting them down or whatever, and it's like looking like real pieces getting blown off of them. You know? I want to see that shit.
Little chunks, huh?
Yeah, little chunks flying everywhere. You know? But yeah, man, I don't know, dude. Sound off in the comments down below. What you guys think of this Unreal Engine 5, dude? Like, do you think this is even beyond the level that we're at right now? Like, do you think our PlayStation 5s or our Series X's could even handle this type of work?
No, I don't think we can render this. This would be a scary game, though, dude.
That's wood. It looks real.
This guy should
Especially
make
if
a
camera's
movie or
moving like
something.
this.
This guy should make, yeah, I know, right? Like, goodness gracious.
Dude, man. But yeah, man. But sound off below what you guys think of this. And yeah, man, that is it. That is all we got for topics today for the podcast. We appreciate everybody who's watching this with us, who's clicked on the video, comments, all that stuff. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for spending time with us. And yeah, man, until next week, we'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
Peace.
See ya.
I love you, me.